Welcome to the Digital E-Commerce Podcast, the show where we explore the cutting-edge strategies, tools, and insights driving the e-commerce industry forward. I'm your host, Dylan Lam, and today we're honored to have a visionary leader in the e-commerce space joining us. Our guest is Norbert Strappler, the founder and CEO of SyncSpider and Monobunt, as well as the host of the Ecom Ops podcast. With a track record of launching successful tech enterprises, Norbert's innovative thinking and ability to anticipate market trends have made him a prominent figure in the e-commerce industry. Today, we'll explore Norbert's vision for the future of e-commerce, the transformative role of automation, strategies for seamless integration of systems, his journey as a tech entrepreneur, and what it takes to host a successful podcast. If you're looking for actionable insights to stay ahead in the e-commerce game, you're in for a treat.
Okay, how are you today, Norbert?
I'm fine. I'm really happy to be in your show. Thank you so much for the invite.
Amazing. I wanted to have you on my show for a long time because I've been exploring about automation for a long time in our company. So this is going to be a good talk.
Super. I'm very excited. Thank you so much.
Norbert, you have been a front end of like tech innovation in e-commerce. How do you see the e-commerce landscape evolving in the next 5 years with AI, with all the automation that we have here?
Well, it's very exciting, I think, the next couple of years, because we see a big trend, companies from a classical web store into marketplaces, not only selling on marketplaces, but also building marketplaces around the very e-commerce infrastructure that has been built. We see stores that will become bigger and bigger, and they allow other vendors to sell products on their store, going from the typical approach of having just a web store by enabling a marketplace functionality in the stores, and also vendors going more and more into different marketplaces because tools are getting bigger and better in integrating. And I think it's a big move in the e-commerce world, because you can buy literally a lot of different bunch of products across everywhere. Social commerce, of course, is something that is going more and more and bigger. We see a lot more people interacting on WhatsApp, for instance, or any other messaging channels that become also buying solutions where you can purchase directly within a channel, which is coming. And of course, AI. I mean, AI will change a lot of things, from how we present products, how we describe products. People that didn't have much time in the past to do accurate product description or powerful product descriptions can use AI to enrich the data better, which also means not just enriching data and making data better, it's also about translating data. So if you sell products in a specific country, language, where you needed a translator to help you a nice translation of it for another country, you can now use AI and make a nearly accurate translation. Also the imagery, UGCs. So AI will really influence how we see products, how we maintain products, how we talk even to product in the near future.
Amazing. Automation is a game changer, and AI as well. I know that SyncSpider is more of like automation. Can you explain about what are the benefits of an e-commerce owner that we should use automation, and how do you see in the one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be very honest, I mean, I'm the founder of SyncSpider, so what should I say? But the most important fact is, and it's proven, automation in e-commerce is one of the most important things after marketing, because you don't want to do repetitive work. You don't want to copy and paste order data or product data from A to B. It's not your job. What we do is we save the time for the founders, for the people that are on file at the companies, to put their work into really necessary things, to put more efforts into growth instead of repetitive work, and also to enable companies to list products and fulfill orders faster and touch new markets faster than before. And I think this is important to know, and automation is the helper for companies to grow even faster. It is, of course, a lot of work you need to put into a good integration, but once done, an integration is damn simple. It's a stupid thing. It just does what you told it to do, and it repeats it every time without human errors that could happen. It is a technical solution, and it helps you to lower your workload and put the workload that you have now into marketing, into better product descriptions, into better photo shootings for products. So it is a helper for any kind of company. And why I think it's always important to also tell why do we do this? We do it because in my agency that I founded 20 years ago, we focused on building websites for client, web stores for client, not just websites. It was actually a digital agency with a focus on e-commerce. And we did round about 250, 300 projects for customers where we built stores. And out of these client base, around about 70% already came to us and said, hey, could we do an integration with this ERP, with this marketplace, with this fulfillment center, and so on and so on. And what we did back then was we did either use plugins or we used an individual integration, or we found maybe a tool that could do an integration with this and that service. And what we found out is if we used plugins for stores, it was always a pain in the ass, because installing plugins in a store is like playing Jenga towers. Do you know Jenga?
Yeah.
Everyone knows Jenga. This really nice game with these wooden blocks, and you put one on the other, and sometimes it breaks, and suddenly it breaks. And this is also happening when you use a lot of plugins in your stores, because the more plugins you have, the more you have to maintain, and the more reliance is between the store itself and the plugin. And once something is outdated, everything's you cannot update the store, or you need to wait until the plugin is updated, so you could be hacked, and what else? So performance and. So plugins was no solution. Individual integrations, guys, is just expensive like hell, because you need to maintain this individual integration each and every time something changes, and every API changes. I know it from SyncSpider, because we need to maintain our APIs really frequently. And then we additional tools that are on the market. So actually competitors of ours, or not just competitors, but tools that focus on specific things. And those tools typically are tied to specific range of integrations. And if you would like to attach something else, you need another tool. And this is what we wanted to solve with SyncSpider. We wanted to cover the entire world of integration. So we serve files, we serve API, we serve SOAP, we serve XML, with GraphQL, and we solve all the major marketplaces and shopping carts in one tool. We even have a Windows database connector if you have a local Windows program as an ERP or as a fulfillment program that you use to connect the database directly, because we see it as a very important fact that users need not use a bunch of different tools, and the people working in companies need to learn how different tools work. And this is why we wanted to bring that under one head.
Right.
And
I guess we are talking too technical here on there, like on the all the XML, etc. But let me help the audience. For them, like most of our seller, they are on Shopify or on Amazon or the e-commerce store or WooCommerce, right? So like, how can SyncSpider can really help, like say overall when it comes to a scenario based? Could you name a few scenarios that would?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So what we see for a lot of WooCommerce or Shopify users is that they either have a 3PL fulfillment center somewhere. The fulfillment center wants to get the orders put into their fulfillment system. So this is a typical integration. Order comes in, gets the status of paid. SyncSpider picks the order and sends it to the fulfillment center, so the fulfillment center can fulfill, and then we pull the tracking information and update the order based on that. Then we do have ERP software where vendors come in and have an ERP that is external, where we need to connect the ERP and send the orders over through the ERP software so they can do all the accounting part.
What if the fulfillment doesn't provide like a webhook? Like, does that mean that they cannot use the SyncSpider?
Exactly. Yeah. So we do the sending over of the fulfillment information in the format the fulfillment center requires. Some of them are really very old school and do just have a file-based integration, for instance. So we see that quite frequently that fulfillment centers are our help to send them the orders in a TXT file or a CSV file. So really old school. Sometimes XML, and we are always happy to see fulfillment centers that allow webhooks already. So that's also a common process. Or maybe one other example that I just had on my table today, a customer engaged a digital agency to build his Shopify store. They wanted to import product, and the vendor had the supplier. The supplier gave them a CSV file for the import. So the Shopify agency went to Matrixify, for instance, as an app and tried to import the CSV file, but it failed because the CSV file was not straightforward. It is formatted in a specific way because the supplier is from another country and they're formatting the CSV files differently than Shopify expects it. So you need to modify this file, and this needs to be done on the fly because every time it's getting imported, it needs to be modified. And this is a typical use case where you use our onboard features to just modify the file on the fly, format it in the right way, and push the products to Shopify. Yeah, so this is a common use case. Enrich data. So you have data already coming or putting in manually or coming from an ERP that is connected, but you want to enrich the data. So you need to have maybe another connection to a PIM software or to a supplier portal or what else, where you get the data to enrich and update the products with the enriched data. So these are common use cases, and of course, going to marketplaces, creating fees, everything that is somehow related to grow the company in other markets.
So for our user, for our listener, if you guys want to use Spider, I would recommend you to get started with. They have some integration. Like I was mentioning with Norbert earlier on, I'm actually Pebble Connect, which is not e-commerce part, but I'm actually thinking about Spider because what Pebble Connects do is about it's like something seems like to Zapier or Make.com. What we use in our company, we use it to synchronize invoices. We use it for creating invoices for Amazon seller, Amazon customer. We also use SyncSpider to do the lead generation from Facebook ad, which I think SyncSpider can do that as well. But what SyncSpider really excel is because we are on WooCommerce. So on WooCommerce, what we have there, we sync the order from the ERP with the Amazon order, so we know what's our inventory level there. Would you want to talk more about toward like the WooCommerce part or Shopify part for us, Norbert?
Yeah, absolutely. So for WooCommerce, as I said, and for Shopify, it's quite a similar use case because the user group is also quite similar. And we often have the case where, for instance, stick on the stock level of the stores. We are connected to the product with SyncSpider, and we sync stock levels to Amazon and the orders back and the tracking number then again back to Amazon. So everything's on autopilot. Sometimes we even attach the invoices to the Amazon orders because this is now, at least in Europe, where we recommended from Amazon that as a vendor, you are attaching the invoice to the order. So also that can be completely automated. And so a typical use case is you connect a WooCommerce store or a Shopify store to Shopify. Then the products are already on Amazon. Although we could list the products as well and create new ASINs on Amazon. I do not recommend this because creation of an ASIN requires you to add a lot of required fields. And even if you extend your shopping cart to put those required fields on, it will just blow up your e-commerce store with free fields. So I would recommend typically to create a product at Amazon if you need a new ASIN on fly, or you have a custom field in your store where you put in the existing ASIN and we match this ASIN. Once connected, we connect the store and we the stock and the price coming from your store to Amazon, get back the orders from Amazon into your store, you fulfill it, and then we put it again to Amazon and mark it completed, send the tracking number, upload the invoice, and you have a flow where you not need to touch Amazon at all because you're just logging into your store and working there. This is the typical use case. And as you mentioned, Public Connect, it's a great tool, by the way, if you want to do automation that are based on events. Yeah, so if you have an event appearing on point A, it transfers the data to point B, and on the way it can even manipulate it. It's a great tool for automations. Where we stand out at ThinkSpider in the differentiation is we do also bulk actions, which means you need not just have an event. We have a bulk action feature where you say, okay, every hour I want to sync all products and all stock levels to Amazon, for instance. And why this is important? Amazon's API has limitations. You must not send one after each other. They ask you to send bulk actions. So they also have a duration time that they say, okay, we have a time window of 15 minutes to accept your API request and proceed, or 1 hour, depending on the volume of Amazon what you're selling. You get an API limit dynamically. And so it's important to say, okay, we know this. So let's send the bulk action every 15 minutes and take all the items at once. And that's a big differentiation. We are completely focusing on e-commerce. This is how and the marketing aspect is covered because we of course can also provide with event-based integrations that we have 450 on file of the most common tools around e-commerce, but that's a side effect. We're focusing on products, orders, and support case, where we also transfer the orders to support software, so that in the support agents they can see the orders from the systems coming in.
Cool. Let's talk about omni-channel. Like, what role does what role do you think the integration can truly make our business omni-channel for e-commerce experience?
Omni-channel is a very wide topic. I mean, there are different solutions out there that offer an omni-channel experience. For omni-channel, I also see the POS as an important factor. If physically somewhere offline, so everything needs to be aligned. Then typically we recommend a holistic database where you have combined all your different channels into one tool. We do have something like that called the Data Hub or Spider Hub, where you can centralize your product data, your order data, and everything in one single tool. But any ERP software actually can use. Customers need to have a holistic experience with your company when you're selling online. They need to feel that you are on every channel, and you always have the same setting there. You're offering the same prices. So why, for instance, don't like to see as a customer is if you have a campaign running, like let's say on Black Friday, because today is Black Friday. Here, when you run a like a Black Friday campaign and you put other prices on Amazon than on your web store or on Walmart or what else, and you have different prices, people don't like that, and they don't like you doing that because they want to be sure that your brand, your product that you're selling has the same price everywhere, and they need not think about where they buy it. And I think that's a big benefit of omnichannel. It's your product that's being bought. Of course, you would like to have everyone buy the product in your store, but that's not the truth. When I am on Amazon, I will buy on Amazon. When I am on Walmart, I will buy on Walmart. I will not go to your store. And this is where we need to rethink how we sell products. And I often hear this from people, commissions are so damn high. Guys, they are not high. It's absolutely okay, because if you would win your customers from Google Shopping or any other channel where you need to put advertising budget on that, it's the same expense. It doesn't matter. To win a new customer is as expensive as to have a marketplace list and pay commission, because they have the customers already. Of course, what we need to rethink is how can we get back the customers to us? How can we win the customers when they purchased on a marketplace or when they purchased on a third-party channel or via a reseller? How can we get the contact of those customers and can use this context. And there are some concepts how you could do that with loyalty programs based on the products itself. So if you run a loyalty program and you do not put the loyalty program only in your store, where you can put it digital, but you bring another version where you put in an offline, a package inlay, a product package inlay with the loyalty program where they need to register for something and put a coupon code on that and let them register. You can bring the customers back to you. You own the customer. So this is what, of course, in my opinion, needs to be done when we talk about omnichannel, that we can put our product elsewhere, but to bring back the contact into our company so it's worthful for us for marketing.
Right. Amazing. I mean, I say I would like to really give an extreme like scenario for people on like really how we can automation here. So in our company, like we have around 40 people in the team. We sell in TikTok, Walmart, Amazon, and WooCommerce as well. We don't have just one brand; we have 4 brands. So you guys can we also have an ERP. The thing that we are wasting time here is we always have to gather everything from all the stores there, and then we have to communicate with the China team, and then China team have to update the ERP. The ERP is actually a Chinese ERP. It doesn't support a webhook. But what automation can help us do here is they can format all the data in one place that we don't have to log into every single places. We don't. This is a part where is it called RWP? As in like where you just have to download. You just download it from you just automate the RWP and download the report from different marketplace, and then you have the automation to organize them into a place where it's understandable, because Walmart and Amazon and TikTok, they have a different format. And then that will be a very useful use case for us to take inventory and also to organize the next month revenue origin, so we can use it easier for the accountant. Right. Yep. This is the first use case. And then the second use, we run a lot of advertising on Google and Facebook as well. When we turn on the campaign, and then when we get a sale, that will be in WooCommerce, and also when the lead comes in, which Norbert just mentioned that when a lead comes in, I think you can just trigger a series of automation. For example, earlier on you mentioned we can trigger the phone. Oh, the phone is an interesting one. Let's talk about that. That you mentioned that you can trigger the notification, send the email, and then maybe send them a text messages. Right. So those are the second things that I can think of in automation that is really saving time and labor. I know it. Would you like to talk about what you just talked about, the fashion brand before?
Oh, yeah, of course. This is one of those concepts that we implement for client. We often working with fashion brand. It's for fashion. It's really typically hard because there's a lot of competition going on, and of course they want to win those customers in a customer base. So what we have done. So what I mentioned before, we do have a tool called the Spider Hub or Data Hub. It's a data hub actually. It's a database that is very, very flexible and can be maintained and filled with data. Yeah, and you can easily manipulate that data. You can add new fields and what else is needed. And what we did, this database or this tool also has a front end API, so you can render actually any kind of data as you want with any tool. And so we developed fashion brands a smartphone app accessible on iOS and on Android. And what we did is we combined the data we got from the local POS software where people go physically in the stores and buy products with the data that we got from marketplaces and from the very own web shop. Once a customer registers to become a customer of this fashion brand, for instance, they either register in the physical store as a customer and apply for the loyalty card, or they do that via the web shop. And once they are registered, there is a single sign-on. So you sign on the web shop and on the Android app or smartphone or iOS app with your login credentials that are the very same. Yeah, and every data, either is it a POS purchase physically in a store or in a web shop or on a marketplace, is combined to your customer account, and you see that right within your app. You have all the purchases within your app. Who was your consultant during the purchase in the physical store? You see how much revenue you did, and you're collecting points for the loyalty program. Yeah, and you can define the loyalty program. Typically, it's some percentage based on the annual revenue you get one time. Then you can send push notifications with coupon codes. You can have seasonal campaigns with coupon codes or discounts. The blog is connected, the products of the store is connected, and everything is on the smartphone. And this is the thing where I said, own your customer. It's your customer now, because he purchased elsewhere or purchased with you. It's your customer now, and you can push him. You can give him beneficials. You can give him coupons. You can push that on the smartphone, because this is the most direct way you could use. You can, of course, send an email. Email is something that comes in and I forget it 2 seconds afterwards. But a push notification on my personal device is really something that can give you more power for your marketing.
Amazing. That is very insightful thing that you have there. I think to implement as a brand, like I guess if you're just selling out like there is like 5 figures or 6 figures, you wouldn't really use that. But then if you are scaling past 7 figures, all those things that Norbert just mentioned and the things that the scenario that we have there, it's gonna be really saving up like your costs and also the overhead as well. So go consider like maybe just the basic automation from now. Then you will slowly graduate there, because understanding how to use the software is actually, there is a learning curve of it. It's not too technical. That's why we have like Spider, like they are here to help us navigate with a friendly user interface. So a last question here, like for Norbert, what do you think the setup gonna look like? Is it gonna be just 5 minutes and that's it? Like, what is the learning curve for our audience to want to take part on using the automation?
That's hard to answer. What we have seen in the past is automations that are really done well need to have a technical knowledge, at least a bit of that. So where we are, or where our customer base is, it's typically SMBs with and mid-market, at least 3 to 5 people bare minimum in the team, where one of them is a technical guy. Those guys typically understand automation very well, and they understand the entire concept. When it comes to startup, where they are still founder-led, and the founders are sellers, vendors that have no technical experience, someone else built a store, it's getting hard, because you need to know your software, you need to know your tool that you're working with, you need to know what is a meter field, how to create a meter field, how to fill that meter field, how to connect it to another tool, and what counterpart on the tool it is, what you need to connect with, which data you need to manipulate with. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So it is a technical thing. And you can hire people helping you to succeed. You could even hire the SyncSpider team and the hands-on service to do an integration for you, because we offer that service, but we also partner up with agencies like Dylan's to let them proceed with the automation on your behalf. But it's a bit of a technical thing. It's not too hard, but it requires some skills.
Right. That's very good thing. I'll give you guys some maybe. What Norbert says is true. Is something that require technical difficulties, technical skills. I will first start how we as an e-commerce agency, e-commerce like a company approach it. We normally go for firstly, I'm learning my because I'm the one who set up the whole Pepperneck and Zapier, and I actually learned how to use Make.com as well. And I would say it's if you don't want to learn it, go find someone who know how to set up Google Tag, Facebook Pixel. Because if someone knows how to set up Facebook Tag and Facebook Pixel, that gives them a fundamental on how to work with like all meta field, what to map. Because the mindset, the background fundamental on setting up Pixel and Google is something similar than setting on how to set up the automation in SyncSpider. If you really want someone else full time to do that, hire someone. Right? Hire someone who knows Google Ad, Facebook Ad, that who knows how to analyze Google GA4 and Facebook Ad and set up the Google Tag, right? And otherwise, if you really don't want hire someone else to do that, just go for Norbert's team. I mean, they are the expert of it, so they would be they know what you. That's the part that if your employee doesn't really know, even though he knows about the tag, the setting up the basic thing, if you are going up something that is super advanced thing using API, right, then that is something that Norbert can help.
May I quickly add that came into my and I think it's a worthful. I even learned from that. And I tried in my mind to translate it as a bit meaningful, because something that of a very famous guy from Germany who has a big company, a well-known company there, has publicly. He said something like, as a CEO or as a founder, you need not know how to create a PDF from the Word document you have written. You just need to have someone who can do it for you. It's no shame if you can't do it yourself. Exactly. It's not your job. It's not your job. Yeah.
If you guys are like already selling above 6 figures already, just find someone else to help you do that. If you guys just get started, right? Understand the basic. So when you scale bigger, then you will have that in mind of what you can achieve in the future. I would say that would complement to Norbert's saying as well there. Okay, so Norbert, like what if you want to find you out SyncSpider, like how they can reach out to you?
Oh, that's very easy. Nomen est omen. It's syncspider.com. You can find us online, and of course you can find me with my name on LinkedIn. Just connect with me, and there are a couple of team members also on LinkedIn. So if you search for SyncSpider, you will find us. There is no way to overcome that.
Amazing. I will make sure that and link it into the show notes. And I think that's this insightful episode of Digital E-Commerce Podcast. A huge thanks to Norbert for sharing his vision for the future of e-commerce. His expert like automation in integration is something that everyone should. That is something that is going to shape and scale your business in the long run. If you guys enjoyed the episode, make sure that you like and subscribe on Spotify, and let us know if there is any feedback that we need. All right. Thank you, Norbert.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.